The biggest challenge, in all honesty, is that transition from being a trial lawyer into working with people outside of that world. Because obviously people respect trial lawyers and there's a lot of admiration that comes with that job. But you still have to convince them that you can speak the language that they live in. So for people who work in the tech industry, I've got to understand tech terms. I've got to be able to speak that language, connect with them. And that was definitely a big challenge. But again, it just goes back to this idea of rapid learning, of being willing to dive in and figure out what do I need to know in order to connect. Because one of the things that I do is I work with people across so many industries in the tech space, right? It can be crypto, NFTs, property tech, health tech. It can be social media platforms, streaming platforms, like all these pieces come at me and I've got to be dealing with them. I've been asked to talk about space tech before. I don't know a single thing about space. People were asking me questions about terraforming and all sorts of things. I'm like, I have no idea about any of this. But what you do is really rapid learning. You have to be willing to just kind of step in and say, like, I can figure this out. So for me, the biggest challenge was just throwing myself into that and learning as quickly as possible so that I could actually speak intelligently on these ideas and say, hey, this is what worked for me as a trial lawyer. These are the principles that work across the board as a speaker to persuade people, to move them, to connect with them. But now here's how you actually do it with the language that you need to be speaking. So that was like that big, how do I connect that bridge and walk over it so people can say, yeah, Robbie not only understands the principles, but he also understands my world and my language and how to connect the two so we can be most successful.